of Understanding Prophecy. I'm your host, Officer Boaz, and to my left,
Officer Daniel.
And the main man, he's back again.
Man, that ain't the main man. Price is the main man.
That's right.
Hey, I'm Captain Hoshaya. How y'all doing, Holly Springs?
And
Captain,
Captain.
Officer,
Hey, you in the spirit. In the
all
spirit.
praises. That's Officer Yuwan. Hey, we're going to give a shout out to Captain Udin.
he's demoted.
He's doing work in Atlanta, and many of our men went down to Louisiana, actually, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, to do the work down there. Shout out to Officer Ben.
You know, there's been a lot of killing in Jackson, Mississippi. So that's why we went down there. See, a lot of people don't understand. We go to where they killing at. You know, we go to the projects. We right there on the front line. Hey, people be out there with guns. They be telling us they gonna run us off the block.
Yeah.
Your Christian pastor ain't gonna go.
Man.
It is what it is. He ain't going.
So we're back again, and the topic, we're going to answer the brother that called in last week. We're going to answer his question, and the name of the topic is?
Revealing the lake of fire.
Revealing the Lake of Fire.
Because he asked a good question.
He asked a very good question. So we're going to go into Revealing the Lake of Fire. This is going into World War III. Probably touch a little bit on the World War I and II. Little things that we deal with in Revelations that is only unlocked to the prophets of God. Can I get that real quick? Give me Amos chapter 2, verse 11. Amos chapter 2, verse... Actually, before we get started,
We got to do the disclaimer.
we got to do this disclaimer. I guess I'm ready to get into this topic. It was a very good question last week. So let's read our disclaimer.
We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus 5:1.
So we read that disclaimer every time. And guess what? Leviticus 5:1 is saying to you brothers in the hood and you sisters in the hood, you got to snitch. According to God, you have to snitch. When you know there's a murder out there,
But
you know you heard of it, you know about it, you got to snitch.
But that ain't actually snitching. Snitching is like, let's just say, if me and Daniel sit up here and say, me and Daniel get together and we go do a crime and we get caught. We agreed to go do the crime together, and if I get caught, hey, I ain't gonna say nothing about him, or if he get caught, he ain't gonna say nothing about me. Snitching is when I get caught and I be like, yeah, Daniel was with me.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
This right here in Leviticus 5:1 ain't snitching.
And
This
he
you.
did it. And
I'm
he
telling
did
you.
it.
Yeah, he
Right.
did.
He did. I didn't do it.
So this actually ain't snitching.
All praise. Hey, thanks for the correction. Thanks for the correction.
This ain't snitching. This right here is like, hey, you got a killer down the street. You know Bobby killed Ray Ray.
Right.
Hey, you need to call the police. You need to say something.
It's
Simple as
actually
that.
love, too.
We the only people that let murderers and rapists walk around in our community. We be knowing who the killer is.
Untouched.
We know who's selling all the crack in the neighborhood. We ain't gonna say nothing. We let them do it. We allows this stuff to go on.
So according to Leviticus 5:1,
You gotta tell it.
You gotta tell it. You gotta tell it. Thanks for that. That's not snitching, but you gotta tell what's going on, especially if they're breaking God's law
Yep.
and the laws of the land as
Because
well.
if it's their mother, they would want somebody to call in.
Oh yeah.
know?
If it's their mama, they go. Hey,
Right.
you know things switch up then.
Right.
Let it be your mama, your brother, or your sister, somebody in your immediate family. Oh, you want somebody to tell something, say something, get the information what they know. That's why people got the 528 cam. They want to be like, look, I'll give you a $10,000 reward if you can let me know what led to the murder of this, that, and the third. You know. Yeah. So snitching and telling is two different things.
All praise. All praise. Well, hey, the brother that asked that question last week, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Hey, I need to say something real quick.
Go ahead, Captain.
And we asking all Christian pastors in Holly Springs to step down. No, I'm for real. I'm dead serious, man. Like, hey, I know they be thinking I'm joking, but you know I'm dead serious.
Right.
You know, I do radio shows all over the world, and I even in every country. Every time I start a radio show, I'm asking all the Christian pastors to step down. Y'all need to move out of the way. I'm going to show you why you need to move out of the way. Today, y'all going to figure out. You should have been figured out months ago, but today you really going to see you don't know and you don't understand the Bible. So go on ahead, officer. Pop it on off.
Okay, then. Let give me Psalms chapter 111, verse 10. I'm going to go into what Captain just said, why the Christian pastors, and especially you female pastors, I know you hate Paul, because Paul tell you you don't even supposed to be teaching up there in the pulpit. Psalms 111, verse 10.
The book of Psalms, 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Read.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
So to get the understanding of this, give me Proverbs 2 and 6. So get a good understanding of this Bible, you have to be keeping God's law. If you want eternal life, you have to be keeping God's law. It's really that simple. Proverbs 2 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 6.
Read.
For the Lord giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding.
So we didn't learn from the white man's schools. Oh, no. We didn't learn there. We learned from learned men, Israelite men, that
Who
know the
keep the
scripture.
commandments of
Who
God.
keep the commandments of God and taught us these scriptures.
Did it say he revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets?
Yes, he did.
Let me get that real quick.
Give me Leviticus 25, verse 55, to see who the servants are. Oh, damn, that's going to debunk everybody else, huh? Read that real quick. Leviticus 25, verse 55.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 55. For unto me the children of Israel are servants.
You see that? You so-called blacks and Spanish and Native Indians, these are your records. This is your Bible. The Most High God is calling you back to keep his law so he can reveal everything that we're telling you to you so you can go out and teach your people. Is that it?
They are my servants whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
You see that? Your forefathers came out of the land of Egypt. Now we're in spiritual here. Egypt here. Babylon the Great, America. From there, go to 1 John chapter 5, verse 6. Actually, let's skip that. Give me Amos 2 and 11. He said, revealeth his secrets to the servants, the prophets. Amos chapter 2, verse 11.
The book of Amos, chapter 2, verse 11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets,
Read.
and of your young men for Nazarites.
Read on.
Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel?
See, the children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You're the prophets of the Most High God. And he's calling you back, you men back, to come back and lead your communities by keeping his laws. We just read the fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. He's the one that bestows wisdom upon you. Is that it?
Said the Lord.
Saith the Lord, does saith the Lord. Now, since we have a better understanding of who the secrets are revealed to, we're about to get into this. Give me Hosea 12 and 10.
Hold on, let me get this real quick. Amos 3 and 7.
Amos 3 and 7.
That's what I want.
That's what you want?
That's what I want. Let's read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7.
Because it's going to say something at the top that they need to hear. Read.
Surely the Lord God would do nothing.
It says, surely he would do nothing. Hey, destruction about to come. It says, surely he would do nothing, read.
But he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
You see that he revealed his secret to the servants, the prophets.
So that means he ain't revealing it to the pastors, is it?
They ain't the servants.
So
They
that's
ain't
one of
the
the
prophets.
reasons why you tell them to step
I'm
down.
trying to tell them, look, I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to say, hey, I'm trying to help get them saved.
Right. Yeah.
For real, they got to step down, and the people that's following them, they following them into destruction.
Right.
So you mean if these so-called black and Latinos and ministers was keeping God's laws and understand under the learned men of this Bible, the Israelites, they'll get the same understanding as we are.
Yeah, and they receive salvation.
And on top of that,
and then on top of that, if you do got a congregation, after you come learn on us, under us, we'll restore your congregation back to you.
Right.
But that's how you got to be built up in the faith first. The Most High asking y'all to step down. I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. We've been approved. Read what you get. Go ahead, Officer Bo.
okay, one last scripture before we get into this. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. Hosea 12 and 10. So I know the captain's going to go into a lot of things in Revelation. And this is what the Most High said about that. There's a lot of different similitudes and parables that you're not going to understand. We only have but an hour. We're going to make it plain to you so we can't go through all the precepts. Read that real quick.
The book of Hosea, chapter 12, verse 10.
Read.
I have also spoken by my prophets, and I have multiplied visions, and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
You see that God says he speaks through his prophets. So when we read in this Bible, Yeah, I know you probably think we're a bunch of niggas up here and stuff, but that's the Most High speaking through us. He said he multiplied visions and similitudes. What's a similitude? The same thing that Christ is speaking in the New Testament. Parables. Allegories. So the whole book of Revelation, that some of the things that we're going to touch on are similitudes, allegories. And this is not going to be revealed to you, Pastor, until you repent and come back and keep God's laws.
That's it.
It's really that plain and simple. You want me to start on Captain, or you got it?
Look, I'm first and foremost, this what we need y'all to understand when you first open up Revelations. Who is the great red dragon? Hey, first get that real quick. Go to Revelation 13, I think.
Yeah.
Now, first and foremost, man, I want to give Doug honor to Bishop Nathaniel for bringing the understanding out, concerning all these prophecies that's in Revelation. Because I know when I first came into the truth, and I was hearing this stuff, I'm like, man. Because when I first read the Bible from front to back, I'm thinking like, hey, it's going to be a beast and, a bird, dragons and all types of stuff and locusts flying around. When a lot of people ain't understanding, look, you getting the real prophecy of World War III about to pop off. The prophecies, it's like you said, similitudes and visions. The prophets was living in a time where they didn't know what airplanes it was. They didn't know what missiles was, so they had to describe it and write it down the best way that they could. Your Christian pastor, he reading it, in the dragon. He think it's talking about a real dragon popping up, blowing up, I'm reading dragon.
That's if he mess with it, because a lot of pastors don't mess with Revelation. They say it's sealed.
So look, it's sealed to them, right? He sealed to us.
Read Revelation 12:1. Not 12:1. Hold on. I just want to read verse 3.
Yeah. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 3.
All right.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
I want y'all to understand first and foremost, this great red dragon represents a race of people. Listen to me. Once again, this great red dragon represents a race of people. And I'm going to show you who that race of people is. Genesis 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
The first son came out red all over like a hairy garment, read.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name Esau. This dragon represents the nation of Edom. Edom is the so-called white man today. That's his biblical name. Just like your biblical name, and you can't find African American in the Bible. You can't find Negro in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You find the nation of Israel, because you are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. That is your biblical name. It's 18 nations recorded in the Bible. Which nation do you belong to? That's what you need to know and understand. Well, we the Gentiles. We are not no Gentiles. I'm so Gentile. We the only people all our life. People been telling us we ain't nothing. Hey, look, the other day a Mormon woke up to me, I blasted him. So I'm like, okay, so you think I'm cursed? I said, so you saying I'm cursed? Because I got my skin black? He wouldn't say nothing because he probably thought I was going to whoop him. You know what I'm saying? Something like this, bro. You think I'm cursed because my skin? But you know we ain't cursed. We the only people out here defy gravity. We absorb the sun, you know what I'm saying, which in turn create vitamin D.
Right.
We the only people, we get that naturally. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They need sunblock. Let them stay in the sun all day. Have y'all ever seen one of them stay in the sun all day without sunblock? They skin crack for real.
Get the red spots.
Man, I'm telling you, sunburn, all the time. But look, they make fun of our skin. So now what was it? So yeah, this great red dragon, y'all, and I'm gonna shoot through it real quick. Represents the nation of Edom, because we want to get straight into the prophecies. Now look, let's go from there real quick, and let's open up with let's go to Revelations 9. Revelations 9. Now I'm gonna give you a similitude real quick. Read. 91. Start at 91. And I'm gonna run through it, y'all. I ain't gonna give you every precept. It is what it is.
The book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 1. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth.
The star that fell from heaven to the earth is talking about an angel. Read on.
And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit is talking about Europe. Why? It's no natural resources there. The only way that these European countries is surviving is because the resources that they have stole from Africa. Period. Read on.
And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit,
This smoke that's coming out of the pit, this talking about war. Read on.
as the smoke of a great furnace.
Read.
And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit.
Now look, this how you know it's talking about smoke. Hey, look, I want somebody to look up. Let me look up something real quick. I'm gonna show you something. Cause this ain't going into nuclear war yet, because they didn't have the nukes in World War One. But I want to look up something called nuclear winter, so y'all can understand what happens when bombs and stuff go off. So this going into war. Okay, let me see. Nuclear winter. It's a period of abnormal cold and darkness predicted to follow a nuclear war, caused by a layer of smoke and dust in the atmosphere blocking the sun rays. So they ain't understanding that. What you read right now, Revelation 9, it's talking about war. Keep going, read.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
So these locusts upon the earth is talking about planes. These talking about World War One planes, though. Look up a locust. Look up a picture of a locust. Then look up a World War One plane, and not just that. Look up helicopters. Put a picture of a locust next to a helicopter. Put a picture of a locust next to a World War One plane, and you see that it's talking about planes. Remember, John the Revelator, he trying to describe something he never seen before. Right. So he ain't gonna say, "Oh, not seeing planes." No, he like, "Hold on, man. These things look like little locusts." Read on.
And unto them was given power, as the scorpion of the earth have power.
Read.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree.
So look, you know the natural attribute of a locust is to eat what? Everything that's green. But these locusts ain't eating everything that's green. Read on, Lee.
But only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
So this seal of God is talking about the laws. This, you know, so this is, get that in Isaiah 8 and 16 real quick. It's talking about the laws. I'm gonna try to run through this quick because I want to show the brother. He asked, well, he said, well, cannot God just call the fire out of heaven and, you know, judge them? Because remember, we went to 2 Peter 3 and we brought out how you know, Christ coming back on fire. We brought all that out, and we were showing that it's a prophecy of nuclear destruction. But he was like, can the Lord just call the brimstone? Yeah, he can do that. But wait till you get this prophecy right here. Keep going. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah chapter 8 verse 16. Bind up the testimonies, seal the law among my disciples.
So he said, seal the law among my disciples. So it said, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads, meaning they ain't sealed. The law gonna be sealed amongst us. We are the disciples of God. Read on. Let's roll.
Verse 5. And to them it was given, and that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
So you got to think, World War I was a 5-year war. It started in like 1914 and ended in like 1919. 1918, 1919. Read on.
And the torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
Now it's talking about the torment that is over a scorpion when he's striking a man, because on the World War I planes, they had things in the back called stingers.
Right, rear
where they had the rear guns, you know what I'm saying? So he was, you know, they shoot from the back. Read on.
In those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it.
It was over 20 million men wounded in World War I. Read on.
And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
You see that, but they didn't die. They was wounded. They wanted to die, but they was wounded. Read.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle.
Look up a horse prepared for battle. A horse prepared for battle, talking about a horse with armor on. If you look at his head, he'll look exactly like a plane. Read on, keep going.
And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold.
So now, it said on the head like crowns of gold, but let's see who had these crowns of gold on their head. Was this actually on the locust, or read on, they read?
And their faces were as the faces of men.
It's talking about men sitting in planes with helmets on. Read on.
And they had hair as the hair of women.
These men, they had them scarves. In World War I, they had scarves around their neck. It looked like they had hair. So he describing what he see. He see men sitting in planes. They got stingers on them, you know, or rear gunners. Right. Look, he said, everybody said like scorpions, because they were shooting from the back, you know. Read on.
And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
Just like you had some World War One planes where they had
Paint of the teeth.
They had the teeth mark.
yeah, they had the paint of the teeth marks on these planes. You know what I'm saying? He's describing this stuff as best as he can. Read on.
And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron.
Read.
And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
Keep going.
And they had tails like unto scorpions.
So that's the rear gunner. Read.
And there were stings in their tails.
They were shooting bullets, killing folks. The stings. Read on.
And their power was to hurt being 5 months.
5 years. Read on.
And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
So this going into Wilhelm II or William II, King of Prussia, because he was one who started World War One.
Yeah, he was the last German emperor. And when he seen that they was actually going to lose the war, he got asylum, lived in Netherlands for the last 30 years of his life. So that's what it's going to. He was the ambassador, what the
Okay.
captain is referring to.
Read on.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon.
Means a destroyer. Read.
One woe is past.
That's the World War One. Now read on.
Behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
So now look, let's go and get the second war real quick, because I ain't gonna be all day going through this thing. Let's get the second war. Go to let me see. Revelation 13. Let's get the second one. And let's see. Start at verse 11.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11.
So remember, the great red dragon, you got to know what race of people that represents. That's the white man. It is what it is. He has 7 heads, 10 horns. The 7 heads is what
7 major empires.
the 7 major European Greece power.
Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain.
Yep, and the 10 horns represents who?
The EU.
The 10 horns represent the EU, the European Union, or NATO, the National Alliance Treaty Organization.
Or the common market.
Yeah, or the 10 common markets, you know what I'm saying? And every couple of years, you know, they change up the different states, but it's mostly always the same countries that's a part of this EU, or this European Union. And now you see this thing with Brexit.
Brexit. Yep.
Hey, they starting to
They
separate.
break it off.
This all prophecy. So we sitting back, we like, please.
Come
But
on.
we already know what the prophecy is.
Mhm.
The prophecy is the EU gonna turn on America and bum this thing to death. That's what we're about to get into.
So wait a minute. So you saying, based on what we just read in Amos 3 and 7, Amos 2 and 11, it says God revealed these secrets to his prophets. So we're basically seeing prophecy popping off left and right around here.
Yeah.
And we praying for destruction. But if you're stuck in Christianity,
I'm telling
Bring
you.
your time.
you saying, oh,
Bring your time.
don't
to the
hey,
storehouse.
God save America. And that ain't what the Bible's all about. But read on.
Revelations, chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
This beast right here represents America. This ain't talking about no monster. This beast talking about America. Read on.
And he had 2 horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon.
He got 2 horns like a lamb. He got the attributes of a lamb, but he speak as a dragon. Read on.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
The first beast that was before America, or the first major empire, not major empire, the last ruling empire before America, or major empire before America was what? Rome. Rome. America is extension of Rome. They had a whole TV show on Netflix called Rome, which deal with America. Read on.
And caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Because when did Rome deadly wound was healed? 1492. When the Spanish came, and they came with their image of who? Caesar Borgia, that white image of Christ, and you had the conquistadors go around, and they was conquering everything. For 1,000 years, they wasn't doing nothing. We was ruling then.
Right.
So 1492, they came back during the Renaissance period. They got the white image of Christ. They go throughout all the earth, and then next thing you know, from Spain, Great Britain, and France, you get the United States of America.
So based on what you're saying, Captain, what image did they come? What was the symbol that they came to when they destroyed everybody?
They came with the white image of Christ and their cross.
And that eagle too.
Yeah.
That's always been.
That's
their
right.
symbol. That's always been their symbol. The eagle.
Okay, read now.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
When did he do this? When did he make fire come down? It's talking about the beast. Notice it's saying he do great wonders, that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. When did he do this?
So the bombs.
1945, the bombing of what? Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Read on.
And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
By calling, the miracles are talking about him calling fire, that nuclear destruction. He deceived everybody on earth, you know what I'm saying? Even his allies. His allies were like, man, look at this.
This man must be God.
I'm telling you, God
Yeah.
got to be with him. Read on.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So now let's go from there real quick. So now what we showing y'all is war that's recorded throughout Revelations. You know what I'm saying? You see the prophecy of World War I. You see the prophecy of World War II. Now we're going to go into World War III. Now let's start at Revelations chapter 16 verse 12.
Yeah.
What you had?
No. You're right, because 16 and 12, that's dealing with the vials as well.
Yeah.
But we can go back to 9, dealing with World 3. But I got something in the pocket too.
Okay.
How Christ's going to come back, dealing with Habakkuk as well.
Okay.
The book of Revelations, chapter 16, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up.
If y'all look and see, you will see that the Euphrates River is dried up. Read.
That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. The Most High is trying to gather all nations together for war. That's prophesied in Joel 3, right? Go to Joel 3 and 2. Joel 3 and 2. So you said I know you want something in second edge. What you want, second edge 15?
13.
Okay.
So he ain't
That's dealing
gathering, he ain't gathering them all for salvation?
No salvation. He gathered everybody
man.
together in the Middle East. They gathering together right now.
Mm-hmm.
All the kings of the earth gathering together in the Middle East right now. What they gathering for?
This is the prophecy
War.
we about to read.
Yep.
Joel chapter 3, verse 2.
Read.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down unto the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
You see, they say I'm gonna gather all people and plead for them, for my people Israel. Now, when he talking about plead with them for my people Israel, how is God gonna plead with them? Get that one by fire, by sword. Ain't this Isaiah 60?
6.
Isaiah 63. Get that. Because a lot of y'all think God gonna be like, please just let my people go.
15.
No, let's show you how he gonna plead with all nations.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
That's how he gonna plead with them, by fire and by sword. And this talking about nuclear fire. Nuclear fire. Now look, I want to go and jump clean into it real quick. Because we was telling the brother, because we're going to describe the missile.
Mm-hmm.
You want to describe the missile, because I don't want to take up the whole show. Y'all know me, because I'm telling you, I got some more. So if you want to go first and foremost.
Yeah, I want to show how he's going to come back dealing with
Okay, fighting all nations.
yeah, but we can start the missile first. We go to Isaiah.
Okay, let's go to Revelation 9. Go back there real quick.
Okay.
Matter of fact, now, hold on. 16 real quick, verse 12. Let's go back there.
The book of Revelations, verse 12 again.
Okay, now we just had 12. I want Revelation 6 and 12. So now we got the sixth angel. It's do what? To prepare the way for the kings of east. So all nations can sit up there and gather together. The Lord said he's going to gather all of them. What he gathered them for? So he can plead with them for his people Israel. They're going to gather together in war. And we can go into that in 2nd Ezra 15, but we don't got a lot of time, y'all. So we just trying to pile a lot of stuff up into one. So we pray and hope y'all get the understanding. That's why when we come up here, we don't teach. No, we try to stay away from stuff like this. Because a lot of y'all ain't going to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't keep the commandments. We've been telling you for what? 7-8 months now. Since November. Keep the commandments of God. If you want to understand it, you open up with Psalms 111 verse 10. Keep the commandments of God. A lot of y'all ain't going to get it. They just ain't going to get it.
And we understand that. We
Yeah.
understand the prophecy that 2/3 of our people really gonna get it. You gonna get it, but you ain't gonna get it with the scripture right
Yeah,
here.
2/3 of our people, they gotta go. So what I say again?
Revelation 6:12.
Okay, read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake,
Read.
and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood,
This going right back to like the nuclear winter. Read on. Let's go.
and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth.
The stars of heaven falling from earth. This talking about all this dude satellites and things like that. Because when it fall from earth, what it look like? It look like a star falling and burning. You know what I'm saying? When it's falling, when it's falling out of space. Just y'all just look it up. It look like a ball of fire falling. It look like a star falling out of heaven. Read on.
Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind,
Read.
and the heaven departed as a scroll.
When you see a nuclear bomb, what happens? It go boom, and then you get the mushroom crowd, and it departed as a scroll. Read on.
When it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
So what does this describe? This describing bombs being dropped. Because a lot of people, y'all think this thing a fairy tale. You read Revelations, you thinking about, they think this a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They thinking about dragons. They thinking about lions and birds
Locusts.
and some type of beast, locusts, and all that. No, this is describing war that's to take place. Read on.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the den.
These talking about these nuclear bunkers.
Why they hide?
Why they hiding in the dens?
Like they got in Colorado. They got like
Why you think they?
bunkers.
Why you think they? Trump talking about SpaceX and all these other nations
Right.
because they know about the prophecy.
That's about
While
that.
you still stuck in Christianity that they gave us as slavery, they understand that Christ is coming back. They see that the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Navy are waking up. With the Bible being read, these angelic forces activating and allowing these prophecies to come to pass. They see that their time is short, which it says about in the book of Revelation. That's why they prepare for war against Christ.
Yep. And that's why they got their military space force. What's they call it now?
Space Force.
SpaceX, space something.
Yeah, they call it something, but they got a space force, y'all.
Yeah, but Germany and France, they already announced like a couple months ago that they're doing the same thing.
And you got to ask yourself, why would they have a space force? See, people be thinking we crazy when we get up here and talk like this. Come on, the Lord said He gonna be revealed with His chariots,
Chariots.
like a whirlwind. What is His chariots? If somebody coming from the sky, that they need a space force to fight.
Right,
Right.
because Trump said that he had to defend. They needed
Yeah.
defense out of space. So who are they going to defend?
That's what I'm saying. Who you defending America from? They trying to defend America from Christ.
They telling you.
For real, they gonna try to fight Christ. And guess what? A lot of you Negroes gonna join with the white man. That's why the Lord said, "Come out from among them and be ye sent."
Yeah.
You really think it's a repentance for everybody? And you Christian pastors online now, we told you that God don't love everybody 2 weeks in a row. Look, you know what? I was thinking about this. Get John 17, verse 9. I just gotta say something about this God don't love everybody thing again. I'm gonna take somebody else today. God don't love everybody. Listen to this.
This is the book of John, chapter 17 and verse
This is
9.
what Christ about to say.
I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
You mean to tell me Jesus, the Christ, the Son of God, is only praying for them? Who is the them He praying for? He told us in Matthew 15, verse 24, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm praying for them. I ain't praying for the rest of these folks in the world. You understand? Man, look, y'all ain't understanding what's coming out right now. It's time. Y'all got to leave Christianity, man. Please leave the church. Leave that church alone. Sunday is sun worship. You worshiping the sun right now. That's why you celebrate Christmas and Easter and all of it. Easter is Ostera. That's another idol goddess. I'm telling you, y'all better wake up. You know what I'm saying? Well, we had dropped that real quick and go right back to what we said in Revelations 6.
Verse 15. Start back at the top.
Now go and get to verse 16.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 6 verse 16. And said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that that sitteth on the throne,
The face of him that's sitting on the throne is talking about the Most High God, read.
and from the wrath of the Lamb.
And the Lamb is talking about Christ. Because some of y'all in Christianity, you think God, you think the Heavenly Father, and you think the Son of God is the same person. That's just like me saying, well, you know,
You and your son.
me and my son is the same person. Come on. Tezadaka and me is two different folks. I'm going to show you.
Right.
He Tezadaka. Read on.
For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
You see that the great day of his wrath shall come. Who shall be able to stand? Now look, let's go to something real quick. Go to Revelation 17.
There you go. There you go.
And let's start at verse 16.
The book of Revelations, chapter 17, verse 16.
Here we go.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
So it's saying the 10 horns which thou saw upon the east. The 10 horns is talking about the EU. The European Union that you seen upon the beast, or the great red dragon, says shall hate the whore. The whore is talking about America. The whore is talking about America. Read on.
And shall make her desolate and naked,
They're going to make her desolate and naked. They're going to destroy her, read.
and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
They're going to burn her with fire. This talking about what?
Nuclear.
Nuclear fire. They let you know that the European Union, God is letting us know, the EU, the 10 horns, the European Union, is going to turn on America and burn her with fire. Read on.
For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
You see that the pastor that called and asked the question last week? God have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. Y'all don't understand, man. God worked through man. Just like right now, the Lord put it in our hearts to fulfill his will. Why you think we're going out all throughout the earth teaching our people to keep the commandments of God? Because he put it in our hearts to fulfill his will. And when it's talking about our hearts, it's talking about our minds to fulfill his will. If you sitting up there, if you teaching against the commandments of God, God have not put it in your heart to fulfill his will. If you got women in your church right now wearing pants, God have not put it in your heart to fulfill his will. If you a pastor and your face is butt naked like a baby's booty, and you know you're supposed to have a beard, God have not put it in your heart to fulfill his will. If you taking tithes, 10% of the people money,
Which is the law.
I'm telling you, which is the law, God have not put it in your heart to fulfill his will. If you eat pork chops,
Shrimps.
catfish,
Chilies.
Fatback.
chilies, God ain't put it in your heart to fulfill his will.
You made some people mad.
Just step down.
Just step down.
Let's step down, man. Let us do this. We do this, man. This is our way of life. We ready to die. Nobody try to kill the Christian pastor. Everybody love you. Matter of fact, they give you his money. So I know a lot of pastors like, well, I want to step down for the church, but how am I going to take care of my family? Get a job. All of us got jobs. All of us work. We can
Man,
give it
don't
off
work,
the
they'll eat.
Christ had a job. Christ was a carpenter.
Right.
Luke had a job. Luke was a physician.
All his job.
Paul had a job. He was a what? Tent
Tent
maker?
maker, tent maker.
Paul was a tent maker. All the prophets and apostles had jobs, but not the pastor.
There you
But
go.
not the pastor. All the prophets, even the Son of God had a job, but the pastor, come on. Oh, man. You know what? I'm about to not say nothing else, man, the rest of this show. Okay, so look, it's saying that they're going to hate the whore. And why they hate her? Look at all the policies and all the stuff that they spread throughout the world. And people getting tired of that, man. They tired of this America in their business. America coming in the country, telling them they can't do this. Coming with their rules and regulations, they're threatening them with war.
Taking all their natural resources.
Taking everything.
And if you don't agree with America, they cut you off from trade
Right.
with other nations.
So keep reading all the way down to 18, and then I'm gonna let you get some of this real quick, Bo.
Okay.
Read.
And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Who is the great city that reigned on the kings of the earth? Now look, I'm gonna give you another thing that he said about this great city. Go to let me see, the one what the scripture. Go to Revelation 17 real quick and start at verse 1, because he called her the great whore. She reigned over the cities of the earth. Now listen to what it's going to say in Revelation 17:1. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Think about the Star Spangled Banner. What do they say in the Star Spangled Banner? Because he said this great horse seated on many waters. They say from sea to shining sea. They sit on many waters. Man, these folks got over 800 military bases worldwide. They got more military bases than everybody put together. Y'all, and then you talking about God love everybody. God love the white man. No, you love the white man.
Right.
What they call it, Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. But verse 5 gonna explain that.
All right.
Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written,
Upon this whore forehead was a name written. Read.
Mystery Babylon the Great.
So why is it a mystery to our people? Because this nation gives us food, clothing, houses. On Thanksgiving, which is the slaughter of our the so-called Native American Indians, your people, they give you turkeys. They give you everything. They give you everything.
We the only people that celebrate oppressive holidays. 4th of July, we was enslaved. Thanksgiving, they killed and slaughtered our people. We talking about we want to eat a turkey and we thankful.
So
I don't understand y'all.
So why it says a mystery here? Because when we tell you that the so-called white man is the devil, no, he gives me EBT. No, he takes care of me.
The EBT do be good.
Yeah,
he right on time.
he gives me my stimulus check. He loves me.
Well, that stimulate check was stimulate. Now I'm waiting on my second one.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm
He's
keep
still the
it
devil,
real.
though.
Hey, he the devil. You know, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, look, the scripture say, use the world but don't abuse it. I want my stimulate stimulus check. Hit me with some EBT. That's all that belongs to us anyway. But guess what? Don't be deceived by that.
Right.
The scripture say a gift.
A gift
Destroy
destroy the heart.
And destroy the heart.
So that's why it's a mystery to our people. When we reveal to you that this is the man of sin that God is coming back to destroy, it's a mystery to our people. Like, no, he's my friend. They're my friend. But I'm gonna show you something. You finished with this, Cap?
Yeah. What was that?
That was verse 5.
No, yeah, I'm through with that.
Okay.
All right. But I just want to show that this talking about America. For sure. The European Union, they allies gonna turn on upon them. They're gonna burn this place. This place gonna become the lake of fire. Okay, what you got, Bo?
I gotta go to 2nd Ezra. Now I'm gonna show you how Christ is coming back. But this is in 2nd Ezra. This is in the Apocrypha. Now, if you have a King James 1611 Bible, it will be there. Now, if you're in a religion called a Catholic religion, you have a Catholic Bible, all the books of the Apocrypha will be there. So it is canon. Well, I don't care if you don't believe it or not, if it ain't canon or not. We know it's canon. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, start at verse 3. Let's see how Christ is going to come back. It gives you more in detail how he's coming back. Read.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 3.
Read.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
So this man is talking about Christ. Who is his thousand from heaven? He's talking about the angels, his angelical forces. Read.
And when he turned his countenance to look,
When Christ turned and looked, read.
all the things trembled that were seen under him.
So what is the things it's referring to? It's referring to the nations. This is going to World War III. In the midst of World War III, Christ is coming back. You know, that big black man with woolly hair. And when the nations see that, they're going to tremble. Read.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth,
When Christ spoke, read.
all they burned that heard his voice,
Read.
like as the earth faileth when it filled the fire.
So what he's talking about, when Christ opened his mouth, people was burned up immediately. Just like you have a bonfire, you see with paper, and then you see those little bit of ashes come up and they fall back to the leaf. That's what it's describing. Read on.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men
It's talking about the nations, the armies of the world. Read.
out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Read.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain,
Read.
and flew up upon it.
So Christ can fly. You know, this ain't no Superman or like that, but Christ can fly. Read on.
But I would have seen the region a place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not.
Read it.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet thus fight.
So the nations was afraid of Christ, but they had to fight him. Read.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword or any instrument of war.
So Christ, when they came against Christ during the midst of war, so in the midst of the World War III, all nations are going to go against each other. But when Christ comes back, they're going to agree to fight Christ.
Yep.
And when they try to fight Christ, it's telling you, read that again real quick. Verse 9.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war.
So Christ didn't have no weapons in his hand. Read.
But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it
Out his what?
out of his mouth
Read.
as it had been a blast of fire,
A blast of fire. Read.
and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire,
The blast of fire. So out of his mouth, it was all mixed together. The blast of fire. Read.
the flaming breath,
The flaming breath. Read.
and the great tempest,
And the great tempest. It was all mixed together. Read.
and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight,
Read.
and burned them up every one.
And did what?
Burned them up every one.
Read. That came out of his mouth. They burned them up, everyone. Read on.
So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived,
So no one was left when he opened his mouth. Read.
but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
So when Ezra seen this in the spirit, in the vision, when he seen what Christ did to these nations, Ezra said, I was afraid. Jump down to verse 29.
And all this gonna take place in the midst of World War III. This
So-
is crazy.
I'm showing you that's why they took this out of the Bible.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want you to see this.
And then they told you in the book of Apocrypha, the last kingdom that was going to be ruling before Christ's kingdom is established. And it's the white man. He said for Jacob, Esau is the end of the world. His name was changed to Edom. Remember, he red and hairy. His race of people represent the great red dragon with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, man, ain't nobody can tell me this Bible ain't no true book. For real. You can't tell.
We're going to verse 29 all the way down to verse 38.
Now, look, I got to touch on something else, too, so let's
get to it. Let's go.
We got 10 minutes.
Verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
So this is what we're coming to you. Israel's starting to wake up. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Indians are starting to wake up to the truth. Read.
And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another.
So when they see Christ come from the sky, they're going to be astonished at a black man coming through the sky flying. Read.
One city against another. One place against another. One people against another.
Read.
And one realm against another.
This is going into World War III. Read on.
World War III. Everybody fighting against one another.
Read on.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared.
So the Most High saying, my son shall be declared. Christ, read.
Whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
So in Acts 1 and 9, when he was ascended to the earth on a chariot, what you call UFOs, he's coming back the same way. Read on.
And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle. They have won against another. And the innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
So this say it again. The nations are going to join together to try to defeat Christ. Read on.
But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion.
That's Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read on.
And Zion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and built, like as thou sawest the hill graven upon hands.
So Israel going to be prepared and built. Read on.
And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations.
You know, those satellites, Space Force, the technology,
They nuclear weapons.
the
all
nuclear
of that.
weapons are going to
This-
rebuke all of it.
Yeah.
Read on.
Which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
You see that? He called Esau life a wicked life. Read on. Read on.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torment wherewith they shall begin to be tormented,
Read.
which are like unto a flame.
Read on.
And he shall destroy them with a labor by the law.
He's going to destroy them without
Without
labor.
labor.
It's going to be light work for Christ to destroy these nations. Read. By what?
Which is like unto fire.
Which is like, what does that mean? When Christ speak, he's going to be speaking. When he quote Deuteronomy 22 verse 5, and you out there with pants, you're going to be destroyed with that fire now. He's going to be speaking God's law.
You died.
So all that coming out of his mouth is going to be the laws of God coming out of his mouth. That's what you don't understand. Now this is the time for you to repent and come back and keep God's laws. He's not going to be playing when he comes back. Many people are going to die. Go ahead, Captain.
Now let's reveal the lake of fire. So remember we read in Revelation 17 verse 16 it say, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast is America. The 10 horns represents the beast is talking about the great red dragon, which represents the race of Edom. The 10 horns represents the European Union. It say these shall hate the whore. The whore represents America, and shall make her desolate and naked. They're gonna destroy her and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Now jump down to Revelations 18 and 8.
The book of Revelations.
Cause people like, well, when this gonna happen? Read.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
It's gonna happen in one day. Read on. Death gonna come upon America.
And mourning.
Mourning gonna come upon America.
And famine.
Read.
And she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Read.
For strong is the Lord God who judges her.
Cause look at this place. Homosexuality is legal. Abortions is legal. Pedophilia is legal. Everything that's against God is right here. Read on.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication.
And all nations following her. They commit fornications with her. Read.
And live deliciously with her.
They became rich from doing business with America. Read.
Stock market.
Shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
You see that they're going to see this place burning. All nations going to look and see this place burning. Read on.
Standing afar off for the fear of the torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
This place judgment going to come in 1 hour, because a lot of y'all think the whole earth is going to be destroyed. Only Babylon the Great going to be destroyed. Then there's going to be some more things that take place, like how he was bringing out with Christ and the rest of this stuff. Read on.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
Talking about the corporations. Read.
For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Read.
The merchandise of gold and silver, precious stone, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and sack, and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble.
Now jump on down to verse 14. So nobody ain't gonna be able to buy, none of them corporations ain't gonna be able to buy, sell, and trade.
You missed something right there in verse 13, Cap. You gotta read verse 13.
About the souls of men, slaves. Okay, go on, read it. Let's read it.
And cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men.
Because we the slaves, there, sir.
Right.
We the slaves. Let you know what? This place gonna be judged for them taking us, buying us, and selling us as slaves. Now I jump down to where I want, verse 16. What did I say? No, 17.
17.
Read.
Verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Because this is the most richest place on the planet Earth. They call this the gold. Everybody wants to come to America.
Right.
Read on.
And every shipmaster and all the company in the ship and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Because they control the trade. If you sit up there and don't do what they say, they'll put a blockade on you and embargo. And hey, you can't do nothing. Sanctions, you will starve to death.
Yeah.
They got countries starving to death right now. Oh, good old Christians, read on.
And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
Read.
And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of costlessness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
You see that in 1 hour she is made desolate. Now read verse 22.
Verse 22. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and of trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee.
You see that this place is going to be desolate. It's going to burn forever, read.
And no craftsman, of whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee. The sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Ain't nothing going to go take place over here no more, read.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were in the great men of the earth, For by the sorcery were all nations deceived.
You see, by their sorceries, their Christianity, their science, all of that stuff, they deceive all the nations.
So wait a minute, Captain. So when we see these televisions on TV with no Bible in hand, they just be talking.
Yeah.
Is that straight sorcery? or
That's
something?
sorcery.
Oh, okay. Now I'm starting to
Now look, go on, jump over real quick, and let's go to verse Revelation chapter 19, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 19.
Because now this Christ, he gonna beat the dog tail out of them. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth, their armies, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and against his army.
So America is destroyed. Now everybody gathering together to make war against Christ. Read on.
And the beast was taken with him, the false prophet,
The false prophet is talking about the church.
that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped that image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone.
What is the lake of fire burning in brimstone? The place that was just destroyed, where they said they see in the smoke that's come up forever and ever and ever. Read on. Finish that up.
And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth.
And the rest of them was slain by Christ. Because remember, what's going to go on? God going to use the EU to fulfill his judgment to destroy America. Then the rest of them, Christ is going to take out. Read on.
And all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
So they're going to be eating the bodies and all the rest of that stuff right there. So now, let me see. That's it right there. That's it. So that's going into the prophecy of World War III, showing you that America is the lake of fire where you're going to burn forever and ever. Matter of fact, get that real quick. Go to Revelation 20. Real quick, verse, let me see, verse 14. No, I mean, to verse 10. Revelation 20 and 10.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone.
Talking about over here, this place is going to be the lake of fire and brimstone. Read.
Where the beast and the false prophets are.
You see that the beast, remember the beast got judged. Who is the false prophet? The false prophet is the church. You teaching Christ is a white man. You teaching you got a tithe in church. You teaching that God
loves
everybody. And you teaching that the law done away with. Guess what? You the false prophet. Y'all better step down. You is the false. I know you like, hold on. I know y'all think we the false prophets, but we keeping the commandments of God.
Right.
You is the false prophet. You even teach me. You don't even supposed to teach nobody that they're supposed to keep the laws of God. Read on.
And shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
So you going to be right open, you know what I'm saying? When your judgment comes, you going to burn right here with the white man that you love forever and ever
And ever.
and ever.
That's your ass, Mr. White Man.
And with that, we going to say shalom. Hey, look, y'all want to learn more, go to www.israelunite.org. www. Did I say that enough W's?
Yeah, you said too many.
Okay, IsraelUnite.org. If y'all want to learn more, we got online class 7 days a week, 3 times a day. With that, shalom.
Man, I went by fast.
Man, that was quick. Hey, I forgot.